All right, and we're streaming too. I say, yeah, we're streaming. I have nothing else. You know, I have nothing. I have nothing super important to announce yet, other than I can't wait specifically to well, as you guys know, we're using a local machine to generate our marketing project, Learn Pyre, right? You guys know that? The fantasy fiction story of the investment of Fergus Fenbrook, which is quite the project itself. And I explained before, like I explained before internally, I had this mentor who instructed like the following. You need to do something every day to improve two things: your mindset and your skill set. Basically, improve your mindset and improve your skill set every day. Improve your mindset and improve your skill set. Improve your mindset and improve your skill set. And I realized that Learn Pyre is arguably the first like improve your skill set product that we are, I guess you could say, making our project's culture. And I talked as well. Well, not even Learn Pyre. I mean, I guess and TIFF well, within Learn Pyre, right? Like the investment of Fergus Fenbrook, to be honest. Okay, so using the same hardware, I fully intended to create a comic book, or perhaps the term graphic novel would make more sense. Specifically to give a backstory to one of the supporting characters in TIFF. And this was for the purpose of teaching mindset. If that makes sense. I think that a lot of people it's one thing to kind of, know theoretically what you need to know to kind of navigate things. It's another thing to like be able to tell yourself that you can do it. Does that make sense? When it comes to Web3, there are both vast deficiencies in both of these areas. Does that make sense? Because like the skill set isn't the skill set is like fraud, and the mindset ends up being fraud, or should I say ends up being like insult to injury, because they will just, okay, I'll just be honest. I'm trashing that guy, Murad, and Murad types. They will just say stuff like, just believe. And it's absolute nonsense. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like, I'm still thinking about, about stuff that people would show me. Murad, the meme coin guy, was tweeting in months and going viral over. You know what I mean? And it was like he's like telling people like mindset stuff, and it has nothing to do with like anything. You know what I mean? It just ends up being like the guy who ended up making the right move at the right time is now thinking that he found some new fundamental truth, and he just happens to be like temporarily correct. You guys know what I mean? Anyways, well, the point being is that like the skill set stuff, which is the investment of Fergus Fenbrook, that's still about like teaching people the basic economics to kind of understand inflation and deflation, which is basically right. And then, but then Fexer, it's like, if yeah, and then it's like, that's not, that's nothing. That's like, and that is, what that is like the cargo cult effect, but in mindset. Like they don't understand that like there still has to be something else besides mindset. You know, like you can have a high level of belief. Like I obviously have a high level of belief because we're here 4 years in to us repegging tomb forks, right? But like even under scrutiny, like, you know, even under scrutiny, we're only talking about this. User activity caused inflation. Therefore, let's design something where user activity causes deflation. It's not really that fucking genius when you write it out like that. It's like, it's actually quite very simple. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, and I'll be honest, I've explained this before. Like, there are several designs for witch faults. Or should I say, like, deflationary staking mechanisms. Does that make sense? Like, I have several designs. Like, the one that we've seen so far is just one of them, and I think that it's the most exciting one, which is kind of like why we debuted with it, right? There's other ways to deflate. Like, does that make sense? I think we can get there just with this one. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, it's, anyways. The reason I'm saying this, because I always think that people are, thinking that, like, all is lost. But to be honest, we're just now kind of, like, getting into our pace. Like, it's happening this year. Like, legitimately, setback after setback and obstacle after obstacle. But I could go through a whole nother year of setbacks and obstacles, and it would still make sense to finish this fucking project. Because not just the upside of this project, but the fact that I have like a whole fucking notebook of theories now that all kind of line up from the same level of thinking. And if this is proven true, that means that so much more is quite possibly true as well. So like there is still you know what, I should bring up the sigmoid curve here again. Let me see if I can find the sigmoid curve, because I'm honest, it was in the presentation for Sonic Labs. Let me see if I can find this shit. Hang on. Right. Did you say this year? Oh, you mean like setbacks? Oh no, I mean like setbacks in the last year. Well, what I'm saying, no, Spexter, what I'm saying is, like, it doesn't matter. When I talk about this year, I'm talking about, like, acquiring Phantom. Yeah. So I don't know, like, about timeline, right? What I'm saying is, Spexter, as of a few months ago, which is arguably, like, the video, the urgent warning for Sonic Labs video, that was, like, finally things are starting to get on track since the move. Does that make sense? Like, the 9 months before that, it was like progress would just keep getting derailed with something different. I was in the hospital with appendicitis. Do you remember that? My appendix ruptured. Yeah, like, there was just so many fucking, my stepdad died. My friend died. Like, there was just so many fucking, random things that ended up being these, like, hijacking my life. And all I was trying to do was get it back into order to finish Learn Pyre. Like I have been, I finished the flip book in May of 2025. You know what I mean? Like, that was me working on Learn Pyre. We're still working on that. Do you know what I mean? Anyways, the point being is like, yeah, like it's, well, hey, Abelator, how do you, the reason I bring up the sigmoid curve, because I deliberately mean to imply this is what we are building. We are approaching this by design. And The fact that we got, I guess you could say, derailed into acquiring Phantom has only made the sigmoid curve larger. Now, unfortunately, this scales in both dimensions. Do you guys understand what I'm saying here? So yeah, it does mean the flat part at the beginning goes on for longer. But what else does it mean? Do you guys understand what I'm asking here? It means it ends up being much taller as well. Do you guys get what I'm saying here? Think about like we're stretching that image from the corner. Does that make sense? We're stretching the image from the upper right corner. Yeah. Do you guys get what I'm saying here? Like, conceptually? As a metaphor? As an idea? Okay. Does that make sense? So, like, think about it, though. Pyre Phantom is, 100x or whatever. Granted, Phantom is only, was it 3 pennies? I literally checked this, like, it was 3 pennies, it was 5 pennies, it was up, it was down. What are we looking at now? Okay, so it's now 2.8 pennies. It was 3 pennies. Okay, close enough. Pyre Phantom is 100x. Granted, Phantom is only, but what's now the upside? With Phantom as a small ecosystem and being able to acquire it, well, once we, I guess you could say, become the bulk of the validation, we now have the ability to become Phantom whales, don't we? And if that's the case, we can also make Phantom's tokenomics such that its price is likely to go up. Does that make sense? Now, like, I don't know how to make Phantom go 100x with the same level of confidence that I can talk to you about Pyre Phantom, but I bet you that we can make it double or triple if we happen to have this kind of, if we build the right validation culture. And it absolutely is possible. Does that make sense? And keep in mind, I do still mean Learn Pyre is meant to be like the Manhattan Project of Web3 marketing. Does that make sense? Like it is really meant to just kind of like go peer-to-peer viral. Pyre Phantom is 4x the peg? Are you serious? I'm not even... it's embarrassing that I don't track my own charts anymore. We're at 0.25. Is that what you're telling me? Holy fuck, what's been going on? Like, I've literally been working on my allergy. Like, I've been getting my humidity under control. I'm literally like, doing home improvement and like chemistry stuff so I can even get back to talking to Matt Visser. Okay, I didn't know that. That seems high. Is that recent? Is that because of the holy shit? Let me look at Gecko Terminal. Let's look at what the fuck's going on. Real recent. Okay. I mean, I'm not mad, but you get what I'm saying. I'm okay with it being fucking 0.24 or whatever. Wow. Okay, yeah. That is in fact correct. Yeah. Past 2 months. Yeah, because, so legitimately, yeah, it didn't ask me, but that's great though. Past 2 months is because we rescued Phantom. So people are starting to pay attention. Or they're trying to, or really it's probably just the OG investors and they're now front running each other, which is really you guys. But yeah, that makes sense. You're not, you guys aren't dumb for doing that. Yeah, I know you bought yours way lower, Fexer. Yeah, you were the first one over 1 million. Wow. So if we're at 0.24, that also means 2 ohm, 3 ohm, and Z ohm are above 0.24? So wait, meads happened? Like meeting actually happened? Or like what happened there? Nobody even told me. You know what? This is a great example of the value of dashboards. Oh, well, I mean that happens. It's okay. Well, so you did it. You did it in the last 2 months. Okay, well that's fucking great. Yeah, that's fucking great. Like I don't have a problem with that. That's how it's supposed to work. Um, they bought 2 ohm or whatever, and you fucking meterized it. Wow. Okay, so Pyre AVAX is still almost a 100x though. Okay, all right. Oh shit, is this? Oh, yeah, this is Crypto Nick's dashboard. Fascinating. Wait a minute. So could you not meet with 3 ohm right now? Could you not meet with 3 ohm or Z ohm? The liquidity is not there. Oh, it's too high. Okay, I must not understand Crypto Nick's dashboard. It's like inverse to what I think it is. Okay, okay. Hey, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, so like legitimately meads have been happening. Okay, bullish. Yeah, wow. That's crazy that I'm just learning about this now. I have legitimately been entirely focused on fixing my fucking allergy problem, which by the way, I do have to make that a focus because I need to get my allergic reactions under control so I can finish Learn Pyre and I can take over Phantom. You know, pretty much everything right now is hinging on me getting my allergies under control. And they will definitely be under control here either within a few days or a few weeks. Like, so we're getting through the most of this is now over, which is fantastic because now I'm going to get back into Web3 like shortly. I have literally been, yeah, since the Sonic Labs video, I basically like, here, I'll show you I'll show you guys some pictures of it. I'll show you guys, in fact, I'll show you 2 pictures from me talking about it with ChatGPT because that's who I have to discuss this with sometimes. All right. Well, anyways, actually, I won't fucking show it. But the point being is that where I live right now, the humidity, the vapor in the air is like 5 times higher in the summer than it is in winter. And because of the humidity, I have a dust allergy and I have some allergies to molds. And this house here that I live in is like an antique house that was built in 1890. So this house has like all these fucking mold issues that show up in the summer. So I'm really glad that the deadline for saving Phantom the first time was in June, because had it been August, I would not have been able to do that work. Like right now, it's like I have to take multiple pills a day just to stop itching all over. And this is the house that I live in. You know, this is the house that I live in. So like I'm basically doing, you know, manual labor as much as I can and kind of just like, you know, spinning plates, to use a circus metaphor. But this is almost done. And then I'll be able to fucking, you know, get back into attacking this. So I'm glad to see that meter charge is happening again. And I see that people are still buying 2 ohm then too, because 2 ohm, if based on what Abolito said, it must also be above 0.2 then. Correct? Let me see if I can see 2 ohm. 2 ohm. Yeah, 2 ohm against Phantom here. And we are at, yeah, we're at 2.24 there as well. Okay, so everything is fucking high. Like we're getting there. We are fucking, in fact, climbing the peg. This is amazing. Okay. Well, I'm glad to see everybody stop being a crybaby. And I'm glad that charts are doing well. And we have like no liquidity, or do we? What do we have for liquidity? We got 900 bucks over here. Okay. We'll fucking figure it out. The fact that we're at the fact that 2 ohm is at 0.24 TWAP with a market cap of only what is it, 48,000, is kind of sad though. So we definitely need if 2 ohm is at 0.24 TWAP with a market cap of only 48,000, yeah, what does that mean? It's going to be like, that means if Phantom stays the same, the market cap would be like 196K or something. 192K. I mean under 100, I mean under 200K for sure. Yeah, exactly. Which is sad, but it's fine. I mean, it's cool that it's cool to see that. I mean, I'm not going to be negative. Honestly, it's great. Yeah, it's great to see. It's great to see our project above 6 figures. You know, again in market cap. I mean, as a whole. Okay. Well, that's fantastic. This is fantastic. Let's look at Pyre Phantom again. What was it? Okay, Pyre Phantom's at 250 grand. Well, that's fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, Fixer. Okay. You guys want me to leak a few ideas about how to get Phantom back to much higher? Okay, all right. So, Fixer, are you familiar? Yeah. Are you familiar with Lido on Ethereum? Okay. So, Fixer, I don't really know this for sure. But I understand that Lido was kind of built as a dApp for Ethereum whales, like Ethereum validators, Ethereum miners, Ethereum stakers. Does that make sense? Because, like, what the fuck are you going to do when there's not enough liquidity to do anything with it? And also, it kind of, like, doesn't make sense to... do you get what I'm saying? So you literally end up... Yeah, exactly. So you end up... Yeah. So you end up wrapping the gas coin for a wrapped version of it, which is called the staked version. Does that make sense? Staked ETH, right? Right? I don't know if you guys know about staked ETH. Let's go to fucking CoinGecko. So staked ETH is still like a top 20, where the fuck is it? Did they stop counting it? Where is staked ETH? Show me staked ETH. Staked ETH used to be top 10. Oh, it is top 10. It is top 10. Okay. All right. So it's top 10 in market cap. And I guess CoinGecko just doesn't show that it's top 10. Bizarre. Okay. All right. Whatever. Okay. Whatever. Okay. So the point being is, staked ETH also, like, collects yield, but it's really just swap fees from people swapping in and out of it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure this is how it works underneath. Do you know what I'm saying? So you take half your ETH, you make it staked ETH. And to be honest, I should fucking research this again, because the last time I researched this project was like 3 years ago. You make it staked ETH, then you pair your staked ETH against ETH in LP. Does this make sense? Do you guys get what I'm saying? So now you end up with staked ETH against ETH in LP. Like, so as you do that, like, you create this kind of, we'll call it like an opportunity zone. I think that you would arguably make another, pair with a stable coin. I don't fucking know. Makes sense? I don't actually know what you do. And I gotta research this again. Anyways, because you have this fucking, you then take that LP, and I guess you could say restake it back at the DApp, and then this DApp ends up siphoning off swap fees and turning it into APR. Does that make sense? Like, I actually have no fucking idea. But if I recall correctly, this is like 80% how it works. Does that make sense? Is anybody lost? Like, it's okay to be kind of lost, because I'm kind of lost. But I might actually ask an AI. I might ask an AI to fucking fact check that and explain it back to me. Well, we have an advantage over Lido, at least mechanically. And that is, we also have Pyre Phantom, 2 ohm, 3 ohm, and Z ohm. Does that make sense? Because if you think about it, 2 ohm has 2 bond, and 3 ohm has 3 bond, and Z ohm even has Z bond. Do you get what I'm saying? Even Pyre Phantom has staked Pyre Phantom, but it's not really the same fucking thing. So the point being is that we could fork Lido, we could put it on. Yeah, I guess so. Like, I suppose so. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose so. That would be called Staked Phantom. Yeah. Like, does that already exist? I think there was also, yeah. Yeah. Fexer, I don't know if that's already been taken or what. I think people did this on Phantom at once. I just don't know what the fuck happened. So, anyways. Yeah, I think it was Beethoven. And like, at this point, it's like a dream. So, the point being is, not only do we have Phantom, but we also have Pyre Phantom. And then, of course, we have 2 ohm, 3 ohm, and Z ohm. You get what I'm saying? So the point being is, Staked Phantom. Yeah, and I think that was like, Beethoven added Lido into their DApp. But I don't know if that's actually it. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that's it. So point being is, yeah, and I don't know if we would use theirs or launch our own, because I don't know what's going on with Beethoven, or if they're still around, you know? So, or if they're completely, somewhere else. Actually, I would imagine they went to Sonic, and did they leave Sonic? Is that what happened? They were like one of the, big projects on Phantom for a while. Yeah, but then like, if they got abandoned, then it might, Anyways, okay, let's not worry about that. Anyways, the point being is, this allows us to use Staked Phantom to just sort of like deepen liquidity on Phantom, right? So first of all, we're a fucking DEX. Does that make sense? Like, so we're a fucking DEX. And therefore, as we get this illiquid Phantom, caught in emissions, it's like, well, what do we want to fucking do with it? When you end up collecting Phantom as emissions to a validator, it's very much like a boardroom print. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're increasing the supply, and then what do you do with it? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so when there was nothing to do with 2 ohm, people would just fucking dump it. Do you get what I'm saying? So therefore, if all the validators are just like collecting Phantom to dump it, then this is not going to make Phantom's price climb. Do you get what I'm saying? So what do we have to do, Fixer? We have to create alternate routes of how to configure that money so that it's still considered profitable over time. Do you get what I'm saying? So one of those is like rebuild Lido, right? Build Lido. And then the fact that we're a DEX, do you get what I'm saying? We can now add staked Phantom into the like the liquidity network among the fucking tokens that are vibratile with Phantom. Do you get what I'm saying? So what are we doing there? Like, we're just creating we're creating more demand for the token, like as gas, because the arbitrage bots are doing. Let me see if I can fucking describe it to you. If you take staked Phantom. Yeah, I'm not frustrated with you. Yeah, and pair it against Phantom. It is now like this, like idle, or not idle LP. It is now like this siloed LP. And who cares, right? But we have an advantage. We can also pair it against 2 ohm, 3 ohm, Z ohm, Pyre Phantom. First of all, these are now all, I guess you could say, vibratile LPs. Do you get what I'm saying? Because staked Phantom is still gonna, hover around Phantom because you can always just unstake it and unwrap it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's always gonna be kind of like arbitraging back to itself. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, this is like a bot bait. Make sense? So since we already are designed for bot bait, this increases the bot bait, which is like adding another exponent to the gas usage of Phantom. Once we acquire Phantom, we would make it so that gas is burned. Does that make sense? Like, our goal Does that make sense? Burned then printed, right? Do you get what I'm saying here? So the point being is you now have the ability to take your prints and then use them to increase the burn rate. Yes, exactly, Fexer. Yes, exactly. Do you get what I'm saying? And this is what actually allows people to cash out of Web3 without destroying it. Does that make sense? It's the same idea. This is similar to the braiding prints idea for the tomb forks. Do you get what I'm saying? Because as long as like, think of it like this. Think instead of okay. When we talk about like collecting emissions or prints, instead of thinking of it like accumulating money, think of it like owning a credit card whose limit keeps getting increased. Okay? So when you cash out, right? When someone wants to cash out and bring that back into the world of fiat, this creates debt, which is then assigned to the system Yes, exactly. So it's not personal debt. It's system debt. So the only way to like eliminate this debt is if someone is buying that token later on. And by the way, this is also why we are a decentralized credit union. Because if we create like personal debt credit on the chain, we can actually cure this gigantic dysfunction where people are basically just like robbing the community like all the time. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, I'm gonna fucking dump on everybody on something that you know, a meme coin, and all they're doing is basically like, hey, that is now a debt system. Nobody is coming back to repair that debt. Do you get what I'm saying? And therefore it dies, right? We're not in the business of building or designing anything that dies. We want our shit to last for decades and decades. I would love for this to last long after I die. You know what I mean? It's fucking possible. What you know? So the point being is like, how do you make it so that people can cash out, right? But it still grows over time. Yeah, well, Fexer, there is if you actually know the banking calculus. Yeah, like I stand to make, you know, a lot of money from this, just like I know you do. Do you get what I'm saying? Right, like there is a way to make money doing this, but again, you apparently need to be 5. Yeah. Well, this is, yeah, you get me. I get what you're saying. Yeah, you're describing a fucking meme coin. Yeah, you're describing a meme coin. Yeah, like a dead meme coin. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Fexer, exactly. And they don't understand that it's like, oh, you need to actually add a fucking component to this machine. Like this is not just an engine. You need to add wheels to it as well. Otherwise, it's not doing anything. Yeah, OG tombs, meme coins, fucking NFTs. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Ohm Forks, Olympus DAO. Yeah. Olympus DAO. Fucking, yeah. Olympus Forks. Titano Forks. Etc. Yeah, exactly. So the point being is, like, this is all quite possible. You just have to know how to design for it, which is why we're going to take over Web3. I mean, like, I'm taking over Web3, guys. Like, I don't see anybody else who can even hit the targets that I'm looking at, right? Sorry. They can't see the targets that I'm going to hit. Does that make sense? Like, I don't have any fucking rivals. I don't have any fucking peers. Like, everyone's going to get blindsided, and I'm going to blow them the fuck up with my marketing project. And I'm going to develop the user and the customer. And we're going to have the strongest user base. We're going to have the highest quality user base. Us cultivating a high quality user base will end up giving us the highest market caps as well as all the other good fucking numbers. Does that make sense to y'all? Do you guys get what I'm saying? Because people will also reinvest when they feel invested in. Do you get what I'm saying? And also, Fexer, the epiphanies you're having where like, oh, wait, yeah, who's going to pay off this debt? It's like, well, there has to be a reason someone would want to. And at the same time, the validators, they need to be able to understand that if I cash out all my emissions, I'm creating that debt. So first of all, there needs to be a scenario where cashing out doesn't make the most money. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you got to think like a bank. Borrowing doesn't make more money than lending. Do you get what I'm saying? The more patient player has to be the person who ends up making more. Does that make sense? I imagine you guys would encourage that line of thinking, considering how patient everybody's had to be. You get what I'm saying, though? That, in Fexer, when we do that, we're following like the natural law now. Again, you know, we're now harmonized with like human maturity and civilization. What Web3 does is like the savagest nonsense. Yeah, exactly. It is literally like, I can't even describe it. It's like a bunch of homeless drug addicts robbing each other under the same overpass. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's like, this is not civilization. Like, you are literally, yeah, no offense to homeless drug addicts, but like, holy shit, and Fexer, it's because they don't know what they're doing. Like, legitimately, the word cargo cult comes to mind because like, This is a technology that most people don't understand, and they don't understand the instrument side. They don't understand the fucking money side. You know what I mean? Like, that's the part people don't understand. But again, I now, yeah, for real, I now look at the reason I'm alive is to civilize the Web3 savages. Does that make sense? Like, the reason I'm alive is to civilize the Web3 savages. Like, obviously, you guys, being my early investors, get to make money from me doing this. Does that make sense? But, like, Web3 is kind of like not gonna get past the hurdles it's suffering under now without somebody coming to civilize the savages. I might get super militant about that later, but I hope you guys get what I'm saying. Like, we would obviously be the best organization to take over Phantom as well, because like we would just build the dApps and we would build the training so that we could make it so that anybody could come and validate for Phantom, and then they would then know what's the best thing to do with my emissions. By the way, we would also, I also kind of like the simplistic, integer per year way that ETH expands. Like, I think it's 800 ETH per year. And 100% is burned in gas. I think that, if we were to modify Phantom's tokenomics, which we probably would, we would probably do something like that, where later doing it this way is good because it allows the burn rate to eventually get much higher than the print rate. Does that make sense? There's a few different ways to look at it. Whisper was talking to me about AVAX's tokenomics. AVAX has very cool elastic tokenomics. Naturally, they need to also be civilized. Like, AVAX is even fucking dumber than Phantom, and everybody knows that. AVAX needs education, like, so bad. But yeah, like, we're gonna get all this going. Anyways, I'm glad you guys came to the stream. I don't have anything else to talk about. Do you guys have any questions? Do you guys get the idea? Yeah, I had like 10 of those. To be honest, Fixer, I didn't know what my job was, and I was just kind of like spouting off gibberish. So the point of Learn Pyre is that I don't need to kind of, I don't need to do that off the fucking cuff everywhere I go. It's all pre-recorded, and it's all done in a way where I don't have to think and talk at the same time. It's the same way that the Sonic video went. The whole thing is written beforehand. And that's the way you make it work. Like, that's the way you actually make these things work. So anyways, yeah. The point is, we're gonna make it. I can't think of another project that's gonna make it more than us. Do you guys get what I'm saying? I don't see anybody on this list that I don't think I'll end up fucking bulldozing. I'm looking at fucking Tron. I'm looking at Solana. I'm looking at Rain. I don't know what the fuck Rain is, but like, I'll fucking bulldoze it. Like, I'm just better than them. Yeah, like, I'm gonna fucking fight harder for it because I'm doing it right now. And yeah, and like, to be honest, I think a lot of them, at a certain point, if they're incompetent, they're evil. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, for them to like maintain incompetence for this long and not understand what their job is, they must not be in as much pain as me. Does that make sense? And if these guys if they're not in as much pain as me, they're not going to be as motivated as me to solve the problem. Do you guys get what I'm saying when I say that? Like, if they're not in as much pain as me, yeah, like, they're just not gonna fucking care as much. Anyways, I'm gonna fucking stop the stream here. The recording will be on YouTube, I believe. Thank you guys for coming to the part. Yeah, Fexer, especially in Web3. Anyways, thank you guys for coming to the stream. Have a